We have about 2 weeks of winter left, and the air is still very crisp in the mornings and evenings. We still have frosts out here. I've got quite a few exciting projects I want to show you today, but first I want to show you around the garden. Our 3-month-old rescue pup, we named her Truffle, was very scared when we got her, but she's gaining confidence every day. And so those of you that have been watching us from the start will know that we lost our 9-month-old puppy Coco in December last year. The smallest and the healthiest of the 2 avocado trees was pretty much plucked from the ground and all of its leaves stripped bare. Our rosemary is happy, and so is the native mint we got from the Gunnamar nursery. Our native oregano that we got survived the winter pretty well. And the curry plant, even though it's looking pretty sad, is still surviving, thank goodness. Our lemon tree looks half dead, which is surprising, but I pulled off the buds to try to help the tree focus on surviving instead of fruiting. I think that's what you're supposed to do anyway. The orange tree is faring very well through the winter. And this is the loquat. It was only planted a few weeks ago and it seems to be doing pretty well as well. So Paul's designed a homemade leaf eater or leaf catcher to attach to our downpipe to filter the water coming down from the shed, the water that flows into our water tank. At the moment it gets caught by this filter on the top of the water tank.
What I'm going to do is cut that pipe. I'm going to put a T-joint in it and I'm going to have this attached to it and a little screw bottom. And so what happens then is the water and leaves and debris flow into here and collect down here. This does need to fill up with water and then the clean water will flow over. So what it means is every time we want to just, after a heavy rain, come and open that up, let all the leaves and debris out, and it just helps us keep the water cleaner. So I'm just going to glue this together before I put it out onto the tank. So first thing is just the threaded 90mm adapter there. So just get some glue in there.
This glue has a very powerful aroma. It stinks.
Yep. And then just going to place that on there, nice and tight. Beautiful. And as you can see, the seal on the inside, the blue stuff come through the inside, so it's all sealed up there. I'm just going to screw that on. I'll give it a good little nick. Okay, now this one here, just need to make sure I get the right angles here.
So check out the look on Paul's face. Can you guess what's happened?
Do you know, maybe get me a paper towel?
So I didn't realise that because the PVC pipe was in the way, but Paul had spilt the glue all over the tarp there. Almost half the bottle. We had to stop videoing to clean it up.
Beautiful. One more join.
I'm not 100% sure how this design is going to work. If you see any issues with it, let us know in the comments below.
Do the lid up on that so we don't spill it. Do the lid up on that so we don't spill it.
And you'll have to excuse my filming here, but I was standing out in the middle of the rain in the freezing cold.
Drain pipe and connect that up and done. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm cutting that there. Gonna join
Paul's
this.
using a saber saw for this job.
and that will just mean all the leaves are collected here, and we empty this every so often. So I'm just going to cut that. Got to cut a section out about that. Give those a quick clean. Sure no major rough edges are going to stop all the water leaking or getting through. Okay. Get some glue on there. Nice. Glue on the other side. Put the lid on so we don't spill it. And join it back again. And that's our filter. So when now when water flows in, the water is going to start collecting here first. So if there's any leaves and seeds and stuff on the roof, it's all going to collect here. Water's going to fill up, and then water's going to trickle into the tank. So every so often I'm just going to have to come here, undo this, let the water out and let the leaves and that out, and seal it back up again.
So Paul said later that he was going to put a tap or a valve in the bottom of that PVC pipe to let the water out before undoing the bottom and getting the leaves and things out. That way we can just use that little bit of water on the garden or something else. As you can see, every drop is precious out here. Spring is only 2 weeks away, and it's considered to be the season of new beginnings. And I'm just welcoming this change, with nature emerging from hibernation. We've got some new growth on a few plants, and I'm getting excited about that. Paul picked this sink up from the side of the road on one of those council collection days. So we're going to give it a good clean up and hopefully be able to use it for our kitchen sink in our shed. So he's just sanding it at the moment, and then he'll fill some of the cracks up with putty and repaint it. So out on our property, as far as we're aware, we don't have any council bin services to take away our rubbish. So one thing that we're trying to do is to save up our bottles and containers to use at these reverse vending machines. And basically you put the bottles in the machine and it calculates how much money you're earning, and you can either choose to donate it the money to a charity that you choose, or you can get a voucher to spend at your local supermarket. It's not like you're going to make $1 million or anything like that, but it's really good for the environment.
Donate that one, Animal Welfare League or Tenterfield Aged Care.
Aged Care?
Welfare League. Confirmed donation done.
That decision basically sums up our entire relationship. So you'll see here in a minute that the machine tells you when you put in a bottle that's not eligible for the refund. And so when you get the voucher to use at the supermarket, this is what it looks like. So we saw this cool windmill set up just outside of Stanthorpe, and we thought this would be the perfect setup for our well and get the water well pumping. We could store our well water in a separate tank and use that for gardening and any other thing that we'd like to use it for. And another exciting thing that's happened is that our neighbours have actually graded our access road to the property. So now the road's graded, but it's still apparently a little bit soft. We haven't got to use it yet, but we'll let you know how it goes when we do. But if you've watched our previous videos, you can see that this is a big improvement already. So our next project is connecting our water pump up to our water tank that we just bought, and connecting our 4-stage water system to have the water going into the shed. Springtime is seen as a time of growth, renewal, of new life being born, and the cycle of life once again starting. I'm so excited for that. I'm looking forward to seeing the lush green grass and the bright leaves, the beautiful flowers and the buzzing bees. One of the most beautiful things about this area is being able to see all the seasons. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing our journey with us. We really do appreciate you. Click the thumbs up and subscribe to see more.